All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I am going to continue our video series talking about the best hospice care centers in particular areas of the country in the United States. And today we find ourselves in none other than Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wouldn't you believe it? Well, what I like to do is just go over the Google page, the website, and social media. So let's go from there. In this case, I'm going to pick the highest rated company, Seasons Hospice, and let's see what we can do. So right off the bat, 4.8 rating out of 5. Great stuff. They're getting consistent reviews. Let me see here. Not the lowest, the newest. Yeah, I'd say they're getting consistent ratings, which is good. The only thing I would suggest they do is to just respond to all of these reviews because it looks good in the eyes of Google. That would be very important to do. I kind of feel like a broken record at this point, but it's very important to do. Yeah, I mean, listen, 4.8 out of 5, 65 reviews. That's pretty legit. On top of that, they have a lot of good looking photos here of this woman here showing her like prepping some food, maybe at like a job fair, maybe taking care of some patients. So I just want to say this is a great way to post work of a patient without, putting out who they are, like a heart, so they're covering their faces. I absolutely love that. I actually haven't seen this before. It's a tough thing with hospice, right? Because, we're dealing with people who have a lot of illnesses. They're very elderly. And let's just call it for what it is. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. They don't have that much time left on this earth. And I don't want to put up a photo, especially if it's a business, of like a sensitive photo of a patient. It gets back to the family, and the family's already kind of not on edge, but, kind of, I guess, a little bit emotional about like the family member's condition. They don't want to see their family member up on a social post. Even if they know it's them, they're the only ones who are going to know it's them. It's not going to be anybody else. And they don't necessarily want to know in and of itself. So that's what I would say. Good photos here. That's a good way to do it. What else do we have here? So this is good. Areas served. I wish more hospice companies did this. So there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 10 locations here outside of the immediate Tulsa area, which is exactly what you need to do. Questions and answers, don't worry about it. They're getting rid of that. And this is where they can definitely improve. So the last time they posted was July 4th. I would recommend that they post about anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, and then take these posts and put them right here. Some other things that I don't see is I don't see a business description, which they need to have. Very, very important to have that. I also don't see like any explore categories or any products of that nature. So that's a big opportunity right there. And then social media. So you actually have 7 profiles that you can create. The other ones that you can create outside of Facebook are Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and what's the last one? Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Pinterest is the final one. My overall score, I would give them a B minus. Have good reviews. They're posting, I guess, but they need to do it more consistently. They need to add in some of the explore categories. They need to add in more of the, just overall the things that I mentioned. Their domain authority as well is going to look better because they have more high authoritative links. That's great. But yeah, let's go to their website. Let's see what we can find. So seasonshospice.com. I like this. I like the little photo here. That looks cool. A psalm, that's great. Or palm, rather. Good team photo. So almost going on 30 years of service. That's fantastic. Testimonials. Anonymous. Yeah, I would beef it up just a little bit more. Seems to be a little bit of white space. Just open space in general that they can get rid of. Donations, that's great. Blessed are those who fear the Lord, who walk in obedience of him. Amen to that. Let's go to the blog page. I always mention this, guys, but you can really tell the strength of a business's website by how often they're posting blogs. So these guys, they're posting about a blog a month. That's acceptable. I would like to get that number up potentially to 2 to 4 blogs a month. The more blogs, the more opportunity to rank, stuff like that. If I go back to the homepage, I want to do a quick little audit on what they have to offer, what they see here. So we have technical SEO that we can get into. So they're running Google Ads, which is great. They have Google Tag Manager set up. They have Google Analytics set up. That's a great sign. Their header title, that's great. Description, that's great too. So their schema markup, let's see. Okay, structured data. Markup. So yeah, I mean, they have some good technical SEO here, I have to say. I would just recommend to capitalize some of the headers and just make it consistent. If you're doing a capitalization for one, you want to make it the same for the next, right? So that's good. So why don't I go and check out our trusty friends over at SEMrush, and I'm going to see what they're ranking for. Wow. Well, they're seeing a dramatic increase in traffic. Well, at least not necessarily. They had a huge bump and then it went down. I would want to see what happened here. That's interesting. So they're not getting much traffic on the paid side. Organic traffic, they are getting a lot. I mean, they used to get a lot more, almost half more a couple years ago. Positioning map, so they are a lot behind, what is this? GetPallativeCare.com. I don't know if that's just in Tulsa or if that's like a nationwide company. Either way, I would want to see what's going on here. I mean, because they are very stagnant, I would say. Yeah, they're very stagnant. They had a huge bump here, which lasted like a couple of months, and then it's back down again. So I don't know what's going on. That's pretty interesting. But let's go to our friends over at Moz. I want to check out the domain authority if it's going to let us. So cool stuff. Domain authority of 24, a little over 300 linking root domains, almost 300 ranking keywords, spam score of 1%. That's great. So they do have a Pinterest account. You want to add this to the Google page, like I mentioned. A domain authority of 24, I would say, is actually low compared to other hospice companies that have been around a lot shorter than they have. I mean, these guys have been around for about 30 years. So you want to get these numbers up to around a 30. Easy way to boost domain authority is to have high authoritative links. So all of those links I mentioned for the social media, they can go in here. They can help. They're all at least like 95 and above. So that's going to help out the domain authority. Top ranking keywords, they are ranking for really good transactional keywords like Hospice Tulsa, Tulsa Hospice, Hospice Care Tulsa, all these other key phrases. So that's great. People are searching these. I mean, every single month, 350 searches. That's potentially 350 new clients, which is great. Keywords by estimated clicks. So they are getting a lot of clicks to the page, which is great. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think they're doing a good job. I would just want to see what their social media looks like before I give a full audit and breakdown. So let's go to their Google page again. I'll check out the Facebook I think they had, right? Yeah, let's go to Facebook. All right. So 1,300 likes, 1,400 followers, good description, 96% recommend. That's great. So these guys have a really good rating on Facebook. They have a nice post. They just posted 12 minutes ago, 3 hours ago. 19, so they're very active on Facebook. That's great. What I would also recommend doing is all of these photos here, you can just simply add to the pages. So there's other ways automatically where you can do this via like a Hootsuite, or you can just do it manually. I like to do it manually. That's what I've actually seen work a lot better. Just my humble opinion with that. But overall, I must say, Seasons Hospice, out of an A+ scale, I am going to give them a B-. That's going to be my grade to them. I think the socials they're doing a good job at. It's just really with the Google page and the website, there's just a lot of things which they're very quick opportunities to fix that they just haven't done from a technical perspective, from the back end perspective, from like photos and posts and creating links and checking out that weird thing with the SEO that I saw on SEMrush. So once they figure that out, I would give them a little bit higher of a rating. But for now, that's my rating. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you want to, please do yourself a solid and send me an email, as well as call me 215-607-6482. If you guys have any questions, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time, and I will talk to you very, very soon.